Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. And I should never start a video while I'm eating a pack of minstrels. Amateur mistake, but we shall soldier on. Today we are talking about crafting professions and a little update that has been snuck in just before 10.1.5 finally releases. So you are a diligent crafter. You have collected crafting knowledge points, you've spent those points, and slowly over time you have gained all of the knowledge there is to learn. Maybe you are the greatest file maker there is, or maybe you are simply the greatest alchemist that has ever lived, having maxed out everything. In which case, you're doing a damn sight better than me, to be honest. Not gonna lie, I have let crafting slip since really the end of Season 1.
A bum! That's what he is. A bum!
But enough of my failings. Now, in 10.1.5, you'll be able to convert profession knowledge into Artisan's Mettle. It's really hard for me not to say mental, because that's what we jokingly call it in Guild. But anyway, we have two new budding crafters from the Artisans Consortium hanging out in Valdrakken. They are between the crafting order area and the sheltered area, which is where the alchemists and the inscribers hang out. If you have one maxed out profession specialization, then you will be able to gain access to these vendors. For those questioning what the hell does that mean, to start with, no, you do not need to have your profession entirely maxed out. Rather, you need to have one of the tabs be completed. So let's use my tailoring as an example. If I open it up here, I don't need to have filled in every single one of these tabs. I don't even need all of them unlocked. Instead, I just have to complete one of these tabs so that there's basically no more points that I can spend there. That will then give us access to the new vendors. But knowledge is a hard resource to come by. It takes time, it takes effort. Probably why I don't have mine completed. Anyway, that probably means there's a great return on that investment. Surely we must be getting an absolute ton of Artisan's Mettle for this. Are we getting, I don't know, for 1 point of knowledge are we getting 50 Artisans? 100? 200?
No.
More like 25 Artisan's Mettle. Oh, yeah, that's 25 for 10 knowledge points.
What did you say?
Yeah, you heard me right. We are trading 10 profession knowledge points for 25 Artisan's Mettle. Not a great deal. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. I like this idea on the face of it, but the reward seems somewhat lacking, considering Illustrious Insight, which is probably what you're going to spend most of your metal on, costs 50 metal. So it's going to cost us 20 skill points just for one Illustrious Insight.
Your thoughts?
What?
I get it. This is a little bonus for people that don't need to use their knowledge points. Because else their knowledge points are just sitting there, they're going to waste, at least you can do something with it. And I like that idea, that this resource just isn't going to waste. But here's a counter idea, Blizz. What about if we could trade our knowledge for knowledge in other areas? Now this would be a bind on account item. I could go up and say, hey, I'm a really good alchemist. I'm going to teach you the ways of my alchemist, but in return I'd like a Tomb of Knowledge or something that is going to increase mining, or is going to increase jewelry crafting. When you get that item, you can then post that to an alt, and that's just a little way to help boost their professions. I'm literally coming up with that while I'm recording the video and thinking about it in my head. It couldn't have been that hard to think of that, Blizz. I am hoping that this is just a first draft, and that in the weeks following 10.1.5's release, this will be tweaked and maybe the costs adjusted a little and over time new items added. But I will say this before I go. It's good to see Blizzard are still putting time and effort into professions. It's always a fine balance of professions. If they're too powerful, then why do we need to go and farm raids or do dungeons? We can just wear crafted gear. warlocks in TBC. Too weak, and we can just ignore crafting altogether. And then crafting basically dies. Or the third option, which Blizzard love to do, which is you just make it mandatory. But it can only be gotten from one source, and then make it really, really grindy. I'm thinking Shadowlands crafting legendary items here, but it applies to so much more, like artifact power, and yes, basically any AP grind that they added, and tons of other things. But I am getting distracted. Let's stay focused here. What do you all think about the new vendor? Finally, you have something to use your knowledge for, rather than just sitting there gathering dust? Are you wondering how anyone has spare knowledge at all? Or are you just asking when the hell did Blizzard add professions to the game? I just thought the auction house goblins made all this stuff. Regardless, I think that's enough from me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more of these ramblings. And I will catch you all in the next video. Laters, everyone.